Indonesia, with a growing population of around 240 million people, is the world's fourth most populous country. And now it is one of 60 countries working to improve their food safety with the use of irradiation technology. Through a joint program, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, support research and food irradiation development programs worldwide. Because there is always a risk of E. coli, salmonella, and other harmful bacteria lurking in food alongside insects and mold. And these contaminants can lead to food poisoning and wastage. Research in Indonesia is centered at the National Nuclear Energy Agency, Bataan.
Actually, to irradiate food is not quite new for us, because we have been starting for the research in 1969, and then we came to the commercialization in 1992, and it begins with 5 food items only, and now we have 147 food items.
Indonesia's commercial irradiation center, Relion, operates 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, irradiating food for domestic and international markets. Irradiation is used to kill harmful bacteria and control insects. The technique extends the shelf life of food by destroying microorganisms, such as mold, that causes food to decay. It's an alternative to heating, refrigeration, or the use of chemicals as preservatives. One regular customer is Jerak Tani, a family-run spice and sauces company based in Jakarta. By using irradiation, the firm's produce can last for up to a year, compared to 1 week if left untreated, and is cleared of any harmful microorganisms.
We use irradiation to control any possible contamination from bacteria that could be found in the raw materials we need for our products.
The nuclear agency is also using irradiation technology to produce safe, sterilized meals for people with weak immune systems who are more at risk from foodborne infections. Research scientist Sri Wayuni is taking part in this project. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2007 and has undergone chemotherapy.
My immunity body is low, so I want to improve it. And I believe this food is better because it's sterile. So the nutrition may be the highest condition.
Some residents at Indonesia's National Narcotics Rehabilitation Center in Sukabumi are also beneficiaries of the project. There are people here who suffer from HIV or hepatitis, which has damaged their immune systems. Bataan conducted a successful project in 2011 and is now carrying out tasting tests for the next stage of the project.
The main aim of the project was to improve the immune systems of the selected residents. Test results showed that after introducing the irradiated foods into their diet, their nutritional status improved.
Indonesia has a wealth of exotic fruits and a high potential for export, but international controls to stop the spread of pests like fruit flies can be a hurdle. As part of the IAEA and FAO program, entomologists at Bataan are researching the right amount of radiation to use to control bugs that infest fruit. If the project is successful, Indonesia's fresh produce could be reaching new markets in the future. This beneficial use of nuclear technology will bring an economic boost to the whole country.
Winter is coming, but 13,000 Syrians living in this refugee camp are feeling nothing but heat as tension between Syria and Turkey threatened to spread the conflict over the very border they escaped. Once again, WFP is on the front line between hunger and hope.
Kilis camp is literally on the border between Turkey and Syria. Just beyond that wall where those flags are in the distance is an area that's controlled by the rebels.
Abu Naif is 41, a construction worker, and one of the more than 100,000 Syrians now living in Turkey. He told us he and his family fled Aleppo 7 months ago when his house was destroyed. Only a few belongings were saved. They were 8 living in this prefab shelter, but 2 days ago, baby Ahmed joined them, a new life in an uncertain future. Like almost everyone here, Abu Naif has mouths to feed and no work. So, WFP and the Turkish Red Crescent are providing e-cards that enable them to buy food in the market, allowing refugees to get what they want when they need it, and helps boost the local economy.
We give a chance to people to sell their food. The supermarket owner told me he has 17 Turkish working, in his supermarket.
It's a system WFP uses in situations like these, where food is available locally but economically out of reach.
Why is it better? Because you have access to fresh food, you have access to chicken, you have access to meat.
Small luxuries like a TV can be less of a comfort and more a painful reminder of what's happening back home. Abu Naif has his hands full these days, but at least feeding his family is one less thing he has to worry about.
The sun is rising over Lake San Polok in the Philippines. And another busy day begins for Lily Brule. She has to start early to get everything done. With her husband working overseas, she's raising her 4 children on her own.
My husband decided to go abroad in the year 1998. He went to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and my husband told me to stop working and take good care of the children.
Lily's husband is one of an estimated 10 million Filipinos who have left the country to look for better job opportunities. Each year, these migrant workers send more than $20 billion back home. Their families who are left behind survive on these remittances. It's a flow of money that is vital for the economy, but very little of it is saved or invested. On top of that, millions of people, like Lily, decided to stop working once their family member got a job overseas, because in the Philippines they could earn very little themselves. So they now depend solely on this money from abroad. But on average, each migrant sends back just $200 a month. And for most families, this is not enough.
I have to pay the bills, I have to pay the everything. And then afterwards, I don't have enough money. So I was thinking, this is the only money I have. How can I stretch this? I have 4 children. And I'm doing nothing.
So Lily decided to do something. She discovered a financial literacy training program aimed at helping families of migrant workers. Supported by the UN's International Fund for Agricultural Development, this training teaches people about budgeting and how to better invest the money they receive from abroad. For Lily, this knowledge was life-changing.
First thing I was able to put it in my mind is, if you receive your remittance from your husband, save first before you spend. It also makes me realize that I have to be ready for the reintegration of my husband. Because if I am not going to prepare, and who will prepare for us?
Lily realized that for her husband to come home and not leave again, she would have to find a way for them to earn enough money in the Philippines. With the skills she got from the training, she set out in search of investment opportunities. And one day, she found what she was looking for. With money saved from her husband's remittances, Lily decided to invest in a fish farm. With an initial capital of 5,000 pesos, which is just $120, she bought 2 fish cages. And what happened after the first harvest was a huge surprise.
The money that my husband sends me is $22,000, and I gained $30,000 from the fish cages. I told myself, oh, it's a lot of money. Maybe someday I can tell my husband, you can come home.
Less than a year later, Lily has 23 cages and is running a successful business. She's also providing jobs to others in the community. There are thousands of people like Lily who have attended this training and are using their remittances to build a more sustainable economy. And as Lily's business grows, so does her hope that it won't be long before her family is reunited.